So what you try to do is try to turn the tides to take your disadvantage and turn it into an advantageous position. You do the best thing that you can possibly do to try to win the round. It's all about the round. It's not about the kills. It's all about the rounds. Okay? I repeated that because that is important. That's the only thing that makes CSGO fun. It's winning these rounds. And the things that people do are unorthodox. It's unorthodox to have 5 players running into T ramp with 5.7s and try to get a kill here. The reason why you do this is because you try to turn a 5v5 with inferior manpower into a 4v5. You have pistols, and pistols are usually used for close-up engagements, and you take it so that you have the advantage in this position against the T-side rifles. For them, it's very awkward with the AKs, but at least you will have that element of surprise. You will have that element of overwhelming the enemy. Once you turn into a 4v5 and you fall back with an AK-47, if you salvage that, you have an advantage. And this unorthodox play that's usually seen as bad, as very bad because you just leave B wide open, is good. Because you made an unfavorable scenario into a scenario that you could actually win. It's very unlikely that you're going to win with 5 pistols against 5 rifles. Alright, another one of the unorthodox plays is, say you're on a 5.7 armor, you could do this. Jump up at the palace like this, with either mag 7 or a pistol, and you listen for them. You listen for them to come palace. And once you hear them, you peek, try to get a kill, and drop. Now, getting the kill and not getting the kill is actually very beneficial. They're not going to be prepared for you to peek and then fall back. You should at least be able to get one shot off, which gives you the jump on them. You get the kill, it's a 4v5, which means you beat them in terms of manpower. You are not disadvantageous anymore. You have a gun against their guns. Remember, pistols are close-range weapons. I can't imagine someone playing a 5.7 right here and trying to kill all 5 players. But if they have an M4, they could spray them down. It's very easy. You want that rifle. That rifle gives you the advantage in defense. With a pistol, you're nothing. The reason why you would jump up here, in particular, is because you're close range. You have an advantage over the enemy. You're taking your disadvantageous position with your pistol, not holding CT, and bringing the guns to their faces to knock them out and get your share of the advantage. Even if you don't get the kill, at least you get information. Usually when you see one guy palace, they'll either throw the smokes or they're going to fall back. If they throw the smokes, they're pushing. If he falls back, you know they might be going B. And maybe your B players will be a little bit more on their toes and become more prepared because they're actually set for A. So now they have more time to set up at B, for example. So unorthodox play of jumping up onto top palace, surprise, get a kill, pushing ramp as 5-man, etc. Other unorthodox plays, a lot of them revolve around mid. So here's what is usually orthodox. It's like holding an op here, and holding an op right here, or maybe holding an op here. Those are all great positions. But let's say you have $10,000 like I do. You have an op. Your money is insane. You can do sort of risks. So let's say they haven't been peeking you mid for a while. You can just jump out here, peek, and op this. Just take a little peek. This isn't an unorthodox play. It's trying to get a little bit of an advantage out of the enemy. And that's just because of the scenario that you're in. Your money is bolstering. Your money is insane. So you just take this peek. You can do this when you're not rich as hell, but it's sure as hell more risky because if you die, you have nothing to fall back on. Another way is, say you push out with your teammate mid with your pistols, and then you listen for them to run up, and you both peek at the same time to get this one free frag. Same principle as pushing ramp. You want to turn a 5v5 into a 4v5 because your money is utter crap, honestly. So you do these plays because of your economy situation. Economy makes the world go round in this game that we play. If your economy is crap, you should probably do some sort of organized play, or some play that makes your disadvantageous position advantageous, such as playing top palace, or pushing ramp with the nades together, or even pushing together on mid like this. Something that I've seen Fallen do, it's not really unorthodox, it's just smart. They just play one guy over here, one guy over here, and they turn the position into an advantageous position by just peeking together, both of these players at the same time in connector. And they're bringing it so that they fight them up close. They don't want these guys to check corners and spam like that. So they turn these positions into advantageous positions. Unorthodox plays are just usually done in matchmaking because it's a little bit difficult to work with players that you don't really know in real life. Another unorthodox play, which is it's a little bit safer, is one that I like to run, and I've covered in a few videos. When you just play on this windowsill. I mean, you're pushed up into apps. It's very unorthodox because if they push this smoke, you run the risk of them just running out and all of a sudden they one-shot tap headshot you. It's a very unexpected play, but it pays well if you can get the kill. And it's very unorthodox to do. You can do it with an op, you can do it with M4. I think I've seen Cold Zera play this spot. It's not as risky. That's why. Because if you get caught out, or if they miss a shot on you, you get to drop. It's unorthodox because you push apps. You usually don't want to push apps. Something that is also unorthodox is playing right here. Say you have inferior weaponry, and you can't play a spot like this that Shroud plays. You could play close up. This is very risky. They check it, you're screwed. They don't check it, you're not screwed. It's unorthodox, but you have to do it because your economy is utter crap, once again. Or maybe you're getting greedy. Sometimes throwing these types of plays in will keep the enemy on their toes. They won't always be knowing what you're going to do. This is also a gimmick. Steel showed this. Playing this spot's okay. Because usually when they check like this. They swing out like this way. And they're not usually going to be looking for bench like that. Because they usually check bench like this. Then onto sight. You know? You'll be able to catch them off guard. It's very gimmicky. And being in an off position like this. While they're moving like this. Is very good. In some scenarios. You don't want to do it every single round. If you do it every single round, you become predictable. So say you jump out window. This is another gimmick. You run out with a P90. And you run over here to try to catch these B pushers off guard. Let's say you get a kill. Good for you. First round, you got one kill. Oh, you do it next time. You get another kill. Third round, you die. Fourth round, you die. Fifth round, die. What's happening there? They're adapting to your play. You don't want to do this over and over and over again because it makes you more and more predictable. I've been playing so many matchmaking games where people do the same exact thing every single round, and it's just like, yeah, that guy, he pushes underpass every single round. So just hold it, and then we just get a free kill. And then once we get that kill, we're just going to push the site, and they're just going to be down one. You know, there's only going to be one guy holding site, and we'll take it. It's easy, you know? I'll say that. Because you're honestly making your team lose the round. You're putting your team at a disadvantage. You don't want a disadvantage when you do these unorthodox plays. You want to gain an advantage. It's getting that one kill and getting out. Getting out of dodge. Getting out and be free. Okay. So, you could ask me, alright, CT side, they have a bunch of unorthodox plays. They have like a little mix-up in mid, a little bit in B, maybe a little bit in A. Yeah. But what about terrorist side? Don't they do stuff that is bad, but it's actually pretty darn good? Well, terrorist side's a completely different story. Because they're an organized force. They could be doing something unorthodox for strategy, for fakes, for smokes, for executes, for plays, for anything. Say, like, this isn't very unorthodox. I'm just going to show you. It's just like, oh yeah, I'm going to run up mid, and then I'm going to jump here, go in the window, and yeah. Doing this. This is very unorthodox. But you make a play based off of intuition, based on where you know the enemy is. The difference between CT side is that you don't really know where the enemy is. On T side, You'll be like, okay, there's two guys in jungle, maybe there's two guys CT, and you'll do a play that's not usually seen as good based on knowing where the CT players are. The difference is, as a CT player, you don't know where the T players are. The T players, you're working off this information. So bad plays can be turned good. Any play as a T-side player can be turned good because you have more info than CT players. You are the aggressors of the T. They are the defenders. Defenders, they don't know if they're coming over that hill or that hill. It's just like war. You don't know where they're coming from. You just got to play the best position you possibly can to try to defeat any type of attack. As a T-side player, you are launching attack based on their tactical positions. You are trying to work around and try to sneak and infiltrate the base to destroy their defenses. That's the main difference. There's no unorthodox plays for T-side players. Unless, if it's unorthodox, it's just straight up dumb. I'm going to be honest with you. So, a straight up dumb play. Let's say they smoke here. You hear a CT player reload, right? And what you do is you push this smoke, and you're not even looking at this where this guy could be. It's just straight up dumb. Pushing the smoke is unorthodox, right? But if you do it in an organized fashion with flashes, smokes, etc., or you do a fake and push the smoke expecting no one to be there, that's fine. That's not bad. But if you push a smoke alone, not even checking, not even using your ears, and you just don't know, you're just straight up playing dumb, that's the difference. It's not unorthodox, it's just bad play. And that's just something you gotta fix in deathmatch. You will learn about this stuff. You will learn how to use your ears. You will learn where the CT players will like to play. More matchmaking you play, the more you will learn how the enemy thinks. Because you play the enemy side. You play the aggressor side. You know how they think, and you know how you should think. And you should use that against them to try to win. Remember, T players will be picking and choosing this information and working off that information. CT players will be trying to do their best defense possible and then adapting to what the Ts do. Most of these unorthodox plays on the CT side are mainly from the beginning, where they push and play in top palace or push into ramp, because they're playing based off tempo, the timing they have to do, because they don't know if the Ts are going to be pushing right away. They don't know if they're going to be holding like right here. Maybe they catch them off guard. But say the nades are thrown like this, it's based off timing, because if the T plays right here, the nades are going to do absolute utter crap. The T players will do these unorthodox plays to try to gain an advantage over the tempo. Once the Ts are posted in their positions to get picks or to try to make plays, then you're kind of screwed. Pushing is going to be suicide. And what you want to do, what the CT players do, is they try to ruin that setup of trying to execute onto a site by doing these pushes, these plays, these peeks, etc. So this has been some CSGO unorthodox plays. If you guys would like to see more of these types of videos, please leave a like, rate, comment, or subscribe. Feedback is always appreciated. And I hope you guys like this video. I'm going to be trying to do Overwatch next. Overwatch CSGO cases. And peace. Hope you guys like these.